We are in conversation with the management of the company. We are Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Abhijit Roy, who joins us from Kolkata. Abhijit, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. It's certainly been another very steady quarter, but we'd like to get a better idea of how volumes have panned out for this quarter. If you could give us some indications of this quarter in terms of volumes and what we can expect as we move into the next couple of quarters too.
Volumes were pretty good, in fact, one of the highest in the last few years. So it was around 17% overall volume growth, and the value growth, of course, you are aware, it's 19.5 to 20%, in the consolidated level.
Hi Abhijit, good morning. A word on your margins. We've seen some expansion coming by despite of crude oil prices inching higher, but also during this period now we've seen GST rate being cut from 28% to 18% for the paint companies. Tell us, going ahead, because in the past we've seen your peers also taking some price hike, will it be difficult now for paint companies to take price hike? If yes, do you see any sort of pressure on the margins in the remainder of the financial year then?
See, what we have seen is on the decorative side, yes, we may have to take a price increase, not immediately possibly, but a little bit delayed, because we don't want to disturb the prices in the market at the present stage, because the GST prices have just been cut. And once that happens, we have passed on the complete benefit to consumers, so that will bring down the prices. Now, to destabilize this price again by increasing prices can be a confusion in the market, which we don't want. So little bit of absorption possibly which will happen. On the other hand, on the industrial side, we expect price increases to come through this quarter, which is in the second quarter. So that should make up for the pressure that we may feel on the decorative side a little bit.
Abhijit, can you share some updates when it comes to your JV with Nippon? The kind of trends that you're seeing at this point in time, the kind of conversations that you're having with your potential customers?
The JV in Nippon has started off on a good wicket, I would say. It's doing well. Conversations in the sense that it was expected that we will get some traction going in the car segment where we weren't present earlier. That has started happening. We have also set up our CED plant, which is sort of a product which is sold in good quantities in India. Earlier there weren't too many players in this segment. We have just set it up and started production from 1st of August. So that's another good initiative which we have taken, which will give us volume and value and profit in the near future.
I'm just going back to the GST question, Abhijit. Are you passing on the full reduction which has come in from 28 to 18%, or you'll be retaining some because there are cost pressures in the industry?
No retention at all, has been completely passed on to consumers. And as I am saying, as I mentioned earlier as well, that one of the reasons why we are not taking price increase in decorative is that we want the prices to remain stable at these lower levels for some time, for consumers to get used to it. If at all later on it is required that the prices still start creeping up for raw materials, we will take a price increase later.
You assume that the margins could come little bit under pressure in the subsequent quarters then, or
well, it depends on the mix change. We are able to sell more profitable products. That is expected also, because the season is coming, and with the GST drop, we may be able to sell larger quantities of the premium products where the margins are higher. Therefore, it's difficult to comment at this stage whether margins will be under pressure. I do not think it will be too much under pressure at all.
Abhijit, the festive season will soon be upon us. Can you tell us a little more about how you are going to tackle this festive season this time around? Any product launches, the strategy that you are tentatively working with?
Well, festive season is always a good season for the paint industry, and this time specifically with the reduction in prices of in the GST going down, we expect that the festive season will be buoyant. Hopefully, we have introduced a few interesting products in the last year also, and this year we are planning to introduce one product which is in the interior segment, which is quite interesting. So therefore, as I see it, I think it will be a good season for us. Monsoon has been so far very good, and in general the economy is looking up. With the GST cut, the volumes are likely to go up.